and welcome to another video reaction for Okay, Here is the Story. I am Dee Burns. So I've been away from home free for a while. I am going to react to their version of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Now, as most of you know, I live in Wisconsin, and we take the Edmund, I would say Wisconsin and Michigan, those two states, they take the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald very seriously. And it is, it's folklore, not folklore, but I mean, it's just a story that's been passed down through the generations of how dangerous, even though we have these Great Lakes and they are amazing bodies of water, they can still be dangerous. And I have seen that firsthand. I've seen storms come up on Lake Michigan, boom, like that. I've seen friends out on a sailboat and a storm comes up and, they're trying to get back to shore. I've seen it. I know how dangerous the Edmund Fitzgerald can be. And yeah, so I'm excited to see this one today. But before we get into it, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on my way to 5,000 subscribers. That is my goal. You guys have just been amazing and, promoting me, and I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get into this. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Home Free. Here we go.
Legend lives on from the Chippewa down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early.
The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with the crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? Made a tattletale sound and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November came stealing. The dawn, it came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When the afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of hurricane west wind.
Ooh, this one's going to be a lot harder than what I thought. So far I really like it. I guess I never thought about what it would really be like, the inside of the ship be like for these men being thrown around like this. I never thought of that. Now Home Free's put a picture to it. And breaks my heart even more, If you don't know the story about the Edmund Fitzgerald, I really encourage you to go and Google it and learn about it. It's a very interesting story. And we'll talk about it in the end, but okay, let's go.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed ya." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya.
The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Then later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water.
And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen.
I just want to make a comment on that last bar that he said, they're going through the different Great Lakes, and he's talking about Lake Michigan, and he says, it's full of islands, and it's for the hunters, the fishers. That it really is. I mean, that is how people here utilize Lake Michigan. People are always out there fishing, and there's hunting and around it. And yeah, that's a good bar, because that is very true. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit here and pick it up.
Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered.
Musty old hall in Detroit, they parade in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimes till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
me a hot mess. Holy crap. Ah. Okay, here's the story. This is what I know about the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I'm not saying that I'm right. So Google your own stuff, do your own research. But apparently there was a mill here in Wisconsin that made iron ore. I don't know if it's iron. I think it was iron ore, little balls for what, I don't know. But anyway, like I said in the song, that they were taking it from Wisconsin to Cleveland and the boat, Edmund Fitzgerald. And apparently they overloaded it. And when they were on the lake, they were with another boat. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the other boat. But them and the other boat were kind of like traveling buddies. And we have this thing on Lake Michigan, and I don't know if people have it on land. I don't know. I don't know about weather either. Oh, good to you people today. But we have something here called snow squalls. Snow squalls. And what that is it could be snowing, just, regular snow. And then all of a sudden, there's just a part of that snowstorm that creates huge whiteout. You can't see anything. I mean, you cannot see anything. And they last for a short amount of time, like 10 minutes maybe, and then it's gone. And then it's back to regular snowing again. And they think, of course, they don't know. Well, they do kind of know that this other boat that was traveling with them, they saw the Edmund Fitzgerald, and they had talked to them about what, for whatever reason. And then the snow squall hit. And when the snow squall lifted, the other boat could not see the Edmund Fitzgerald anywhere. So they think during that snow squall is when the Edmund Fitzgerald sank. Because, like he said, when the snow squall lifted, he could not see anything. And that's why they were talking there. They had the map and the lines on it. They were searching. And I'm pretty sure they found, I know that they found part of the Edmund Fitzgerald because it's in a museum in Michigan. That Michigan, it's an amazing museum. It's on my bucket list to go. I want to go to it so bad. But it's got memorabilia, I guess, from the different shipwrecks that have happened on the Great Lakes, not just Michigan, all of them. So I want to go there someday. Yeah, because they got a big piece of the Edmund Fitzgerald in there. And, very sad. And, I know if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast, you guys deal with the ocean, or even the South, like down in Texas and stuff. You guys deal with bigger bodies of water. But I have seen, best friend and I, we used to go down to the beach in the mornings when it was still dark, and we would sit in his car and listen to music and drink our coffee and smoke, and we would watch the sunrise. And I can't tell you how many times that sun came up and you were like, holy shit, there was a big barge boat right there going across Lake Michigan. Oh my God, I couldn't even see it when, before the sun came up. So I've seen these boats and they're huge. They're huge. And it amazes me that they come across the Great Lakes like that. But anyway, thank you, Home Free. What a great remembrance of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the men, their families, the boat. Thank you for showing me what really probably happened. I had never thought about that, the men being thrown around like that. And I've done a lot of research on the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I never thought of it that way. So thank you, Home Free. Okay, well, that's the video for today. I hope you guys liked it. And you know what? I love you guys. Bye.